Okay, welcome back to the channel. Today on the operating table, we have an Asus Zenbook 14 OLED. Just came in for repair. Let's see if we can fix it. Let's begin. Okay, so what's the story behind this one? Customer states that they were using their laptop, the battery died. They simply put it on the charger. And after about an hour of being on the charger, they took it off, tried to to use their laptop, and it wouldn't power on. So it just completely died after charging. So we'll see if we could fix it. Top right here, you're going to see that I have my multimeter. That's the top blue one there. And this is going to be my power supply below it. All right, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to plug in a USB-C on the right side. And let's see what we got. So keep an eye on here. See, it's going from 1 volt to 18 volts. It's having a hard time negotiating that 19 volts, and I got no amp draw. So that's very interesting. Let's try the other USB port. And same thing here. See, the voltage is flashing. It's having a hard time negotiating. And once again, the amp draw goes up for a split second, but then it just completely dies. So something is weird's going on here. So without further ado, let's open up this MacBook. Sorry, I'm so used to doing MacBooks. Let's open up this laptop and see what we can see. Okay, let's go under the microscope and let's see what we got going on here. So step number one, first thing you want to do every single time you start repairs, just go over the motherboard and see if you could find the simple fix. The burnt out capacitor, the liquid damage, that fix that's going to save you hours of torment. And this board looks really pristine. This is one of the cleaner boards I've ever seen. There's not even dust on this board. Yeah, this board is like literally flawless. It doesn't even look like anyone's ever worked on this. All right, so let's start by checking our coils and see if we have a short on the main power rail or one of the sub rails. Okay, let's start at the top here. Let's check some of these coils and see if we have a short. And we'll check right here. And we have 0.4 voltage drop. That's good. Let's check right here. 0.03. That's kind of low, but nothing crazy. 0.35. Let's go through. Let's go over here. And what do we got there? 0.5. And this is going to be our main feed in here. Let's check these two here. 0.39. 0.36. These are all good. And here's going to be our current sense resistor right here. 0.00. There we go right there. Actually, I can do a voltage injection right here, but I also like to isolate it just to see what's going on. All right, let's try that. All right, let's get a voltage injection going here. Just give me a second. As you can see, I have 0.9 volts. And let's see if we get some amp draw out of here. We do have a short. Let's inject right here. And I'm getting no amp draw. What's going on here? Give me a second. It helps if you have a better ground. All right, let's try that again. And we have 0.3 amps. And look at that right there. We have a cap or something getting hot, right? Yeah, it's a cap. I release it, and you can see it's instantly dropping. We try that again. Wow, it is literally right beside the main input. So let's just check the rest of the board just to be on the safe side, making sure nothing else is getting hot. And look at that, it's just a cap. Yep, look at it, it's on fire. All right, there's no way it's going to be this simple. I haven't had a simple one in a long time. All right, let's wait for this to cool down and see if our short's gone. All right, so let's take the capacitor we just took out and let's test it to see if it really was the culprit. We'll also test it on the board. Let's just see here. Oh, I must not have a good connection here. Let's just move it here. Try that. I can't get a connection on this capacitor here for some reason. Oops. Let's do it on the bottom. Let's do it on the bottom and see what we got here. 1 ohm. Okay. There's no way it could be this easy. Now, if we go back and check on our current sense, right here, I'm just going to go to diode mode here. And what are we now? Look at that, 0.6 voltage drop. You got to be kidding me. This might be, if this works, the easiest repair I've done all year. Basically, a short on the main power rail, inject capacitor 1 millimeter from the current sense, and a simple repair. Let's see, this is the issue. Okay. I am still in awe if this is going to work and it's going to be this easy. This will be the easiest fix of the year. And look at that. We have our voltage is a little low, but that's going to be my power supply. But we have 3 amp draw now. We still have no picture though. Let's just wait a second here. I'm going to try the power button also, but sometimes it'll automatically go on. I'm so used to MacBooks where they automatically go on all the time. Let's give it a press here and see what happens. Anything? You have got to be kidding me. And there's the fix. It was that simple. One cap. Now I don't have that cap. I'll have to order that cap in and replace it. I am not a fan of leaving capacitors off, even though a lot of them are just bypass caps. But in this case, this one's on the main power rail, so I don't want to leave this one on. Or sorry, off. But there you go. It was that simple. A 5-minute fix. Okay, it is 10 seconds later for you guys, but it is 48 hours later for me. And I have the capacitor that I ordered from DigiKey. And I was able to actually find the correct one. And it was 25 volts, tantalum. And this is the right one. Wanted to make sure that they actually shipped me the right one. And this is why I absolutely love DigiKey. They ship so quickly. And yes, this is the right one. Let's look at this under the microscope here. All right, perfect. Which side's positive? This side's positive this way. Nice. I think we're going to need a little bit of solder on that. Some people would say, you know what, leave the capacitor off. I'm not a fan of leaving capacitors off a board. I don't care if they're filtering, I don't care. Okay, let me just get some tape above, just above here. There's a battery and I want it to get warm, and there's some connectors. Always tape up. Don't make more work for yourself. Just gonna put 2 layers on here, just for good measure. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's flip it over and just test it one more time before we give it back to the customer. All right, let's plug it in. It's on this side. Right off the bat, it's looking good there. Let's give it a pop here. Taking its sweet time. And there it goes. Just take a second there. It's probably just clearing the BIOS, resetting the BIOS, but it is on. All right, so that was a pretty easy one. So we found that there was an inductor with very low resistance. The voltage drop on it was 0.04, I believe. We injected voltage, and it turned out to be a capacitor, and we were able to replace that capacitor, order a new one. Took 48 hours to get here, and the computer's fixed. It's that simple. All right, thank you for joining me on this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.